Before we start, guys, we want to say a huge thank you to all of our patrons on Patreon. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. We truly appreciate it. And if you like what we do, if you like our content, if you watch our videos every week, but you still haven't become a patron yet, please consider doing so, even if it's just for 1 month. The link is down below.
And don't forget to check out our Etsy store. This is the last year that we will be hosting an Etsy store. Everything on there will be gone forever. So get in on the action. Welcome back to the channel. In our last video, we responded to a segment on the Progressive TYT channel about veganism, and it made us want to further explore the paradoxical nature of consuming animals and their secretions, and the progressive movement as a whole. Let's get into why this disconnect exists and why it's essential to address.
It's no secret that many progressives and social justice warriors advocate for equality and compassion and environmental sustainability for our future. They fight against various forms of oppression, aiming to create a more just and inclusive society. However, there is a massive blind spot when it comes to acknowledging the ethical and environmental implications of consuming animals and the products made from their bodily secretions.
And we've seen time and time again how, when confronted with the topic of veganism, or simply asked why they aren't vegan themselves, otherwise intelligent, knowledgeable, and intellectually honest progressives spew illogical, uninformed, and intellectually dishonest word salads, deflections, whataboutisms, and other responses that they would never accept in any other area of the progressive movement.
One group is very on the side of restaurants having more vegan options, and that is the cows themselves.
Our producer is vegan, so our mics might get cut at any moment.
On the way to pressing the mute button, our producer might pass out of lack of strength via protein.
Look, my compromise, everybody's got their own compromise. My compromise, I don't eat veal, and I try to buy things that are cage-free.
Do you feel like you could justify making that decision to that victim who has to suffer and die for it?
Like, for example, when I have my cappuccino, could I go to a cow and say, tell the cow why I'm drinking their milk, for example?
I mean, I personally try and avoid factory farmed animals. I see it as problematic. I don't see it as a top priority in terms of, like, at least what I want to do professionally in terms of politics.
Why is it that individuals who champion justice and equality fail to recognize the inherent contradictions in their own dietary choices? Why does consuming animal products often go unchallenged within progressive circles?
The disconnect between progressivism and animal consumption can be attributed to a variety of factors. Firstly, societal conditioning. It plays a significant role. Our culture normalizes animal consumption, making it deeply ingrained and unquestioned. Breeding animals into existence and killing them as babies for 15 minutes of taste pleasure is overwhelmingly seen as normal. Challenging this norm requires intense, critical self-reflection and breaking away from deeply ingrained habits, traditions, and conveniences.
Because consuming animals is still a majority action, it is much harder for individuals to take responsibility and acknowledge that they are contributing to this ill. It is much easier to stand up for something that the majority already agrees with. If you look at the majority of causes that progressives stand up for, those are majority-held positions. A lot of progressive causes have majority support. By no means am I saying that we don't still have issues in those areas. We do, but they are majority-held positions. However, eating animals is also a majority position, and it's not even close. Vegans only make up roughly 1 to 3% of the total population. It's not like it's a 60-40 split.
The normalization of animal consumption perpetuates the belief that certain animals are meant to be consumed while others are deserving of protection. As vegans, we watch every single year as non-vegans clutch their pearls and fall on their fainting couches when shown footage of the Yulin Dog Meat Festival. But show those same progressive non-vegans footage of run-of-the-mill standard industry practices at farms and slaughterhouses, and they can't be bothered to even look at what they themselves fund on a daily basis.
In the US, killing and eating pigs is okay, but killing and eating dogs is not. This arbitrary distinction goes against the core values of equality and justice that progressivism seeks to promote. Additionally, there is a lack of awareness about the unimaginable suffering and huge environmental impact caused by animal agriculture. Raising awareness about the ethical and environmental consequences of animal consumption is crucial in these discussions with fellow progressives. It involves promoting a more holistic understanding of justice that includes non-human animals and the environment, which ultimately involves non-human animals. That's why we care about the environment to begin with. Plant-based diets offer a compassionate and sustainable way to nourish our bodies while reducing harm to animals and the planet.
Yeah, by adopting a vegan lifestyle, progressives can embrace a more consistent and compassionate approach that aligns with their core values. It's an opportunity to extend the principles of justice and equality to all beings, not just human animals, but non-human animals too. When we discriminate based on species, thinking it's okay to kill chickens but not dolphins, that is the exact same type of thought pattern as discriminating based on gender, race, sexuality, or any other morally irrelevant feature.
Speciesism is the very first form of discrimination we learn as children. Cows are food, kill them. Kittens are friends, love them. And because we learn this at such a young age, and because it's reinforced throughout our entire lives, it is often the last form of discrimination we shed.
Living vegan empowers individuals to make choices that are in harmony with their progressive values. It's about fostering inclusivity, compassion, and sustainability across all aspects of life, including our dietary choices.
Acknowledging this paradox between progressivism and animal consumption is essential for creating a more cohesive and inclusive movement. By raising awareness, challenging societal norms, and embracing plant-based alternatives, we can bridge this disconnect and foster a more compassionate world for all beings.
So that said, how do we get to the point where veganism is part of the mainstream progressive movement? Well, the answer is easy. Like with every social justice movement, progress is incremental. It will happen, it's just a matter of time. And that depends on the actions that we are all willing to take as individuals and as a community to get there faster.
That wraps up today's video. If you thought this discussion was thought-provoking, or if you have any insights to share, please leave them in the comment section below.
And as always, please don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. And once again, a huge thank you to all of our patrons on Patreon.
See you guys in the next video.